back in 1995, just in California, there were 63,550 civil lawsuits by prisoners against the state for frivolous things, like we didn't get ho-hos, dessert on Tuesday night. Our underwear was dyed pink. All kinds of bizarre things.
Wow.
Just frivolous lawsuit after frivolous lawsuit, costing the state $81 million just in 1995.
Maybe they have nothing else to do.
So they passed. Of course they don't. And think about it. If a prisoner is suing, they get passes to the library. They get meetings with their court-appointed attorney or somebody from the ACLU. They get to go out. They get transfers out of their state prison, which is oftentimes in not great places, really hot, arid types of parts of California. And they're coming into downtown LA, and they get to hang out at the jail and associate and be part of that fun, and then keep going back and forth to civil court while their case gets continued. They get to go sightseeing,
all on our tax money.
Right. So it costs a lot more than what they're saying here, which is the $81 million. So when you add up all the transportation fees, the extra guard fees, and so on, it's huge. So what happened was in 1996, California passed the Prison Reform Act, Prison Litigation Reform Act, which said no freebies on these frivolous lawsuits after your first 3. So everyone gets 3, and after 3 strikes, you're out.
3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah. So this is the story with sex change operations. Right now, this is even being taken to an extreme point of view. For example, in Colorado, there's a suit by some transgender people who are insisting that they be provided a specialized gender identity therapist. Well, you can't even find, you're lucky to find 1 or 2 in a large metropolis like Los Angeles or New York. Here they are in Colorado wanting a specialized gender identity therapist. Is not providing that cruel and unusual punishment, or have these prisoners taken this concept to the extreme?
Way too far.
This has gone way adrift from deliberate indifference. And Wisconsin, 8 transgender inmates took the state to court, trying to get the court to pay for the surgery, this so-called sexually corrective surgery.
They can do it when they get out of prison.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? I have a patient right now who has a penis.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ew.
and he insists he's a girl. Okay, he's been in and out of psych units. He's a drug user. All these other things are really not part of the story here. And not everybody who's transgender is this way, of course. But this particular guy can't get the surgery. He's got Medi-Cal and Medicare, and no one's going to approve this. Even your high-end Cadillac insurance plans aren't going to approve the surgery. So this is something where people... Yeah, so you know what? I think I'll rob a bank, and I won't run. I won't even use a gun. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Well, you have to have a gun
and then,
in order to be in a prison.
Armed robbery. So yes, I will... well, you can do robbery without a weapon. That's called strong arm robbery, as long as you're using force or fear. But regardless of the elements of the crime, I'll go with a knife. Okay. And I'll say, give me some money. They're going to give me the chump change bag of money that has the die that blows up and so on. I'll walk out to the front and get arrested. This is because I can't afford my sex change operation.
Well, then I can get it when I'm in the prison.
Exactly. And what about other things? Like, for example, right now, we have gone, in the state of California, we have gone down this dangerous slope of medicalizing marijuana. Now, my own opinion is that there should be no prohibition against marijuana. It should be like tobacco. The FDA should regulate it, we should tax it, and so on. But we've, unfortunately, in order to get through this crack in the door, to make it more available to people, the trend in California has been to medicalize it. All right, so we're medicalizing marijuana, and now we have doctors who are recommending it, and instead of patients going to pharmacies, they're going to dispensaries, the whole bit, okay?
Yes.
If marijuana becomes a medical issue and a medical right, are we going to now provide, if we're providing sex change, if we're going down this extreme slope of providing anything and everything that's asked, are we going to be delivering or providing marijuana as a medical treatment for prisoners because they need their ADD treated, their joint pain, their HIV, and so on and so forth. So now our tax money is going to be providing marijuana for all our inmates.
But our health care
is that where we're going? And if we don't provide medical marijuana, are we making deliberate indifference? So I see a problem with this. I think that in this present state of our budget and so on, yes, prisoners do require and do need medical care, but I don't see them receiving these Cadillac plans.
This is over the top.
And I think it's really gone to an extreme. It's all of these lawsuits that have been going on. Well, luckily, Judge Wolf, who originally allowed this murderer to get electrolysis and hormone treatments, he came out with his decision in November '99, and he said, you know what? We're not providing the sex change. He also shut down ongoing electrolysis treatments, and his finding was that the prison inmate and his defense team could not show serious medical need or irreparable harm. That was the standard he used. So he used a slightly different standard than the Gamble v. USA, which was deliberate indifference. Regardless, he shot it down. Thank God for common sense.
Yes.
Because it's really the trend had gotten way too askew in terms of this.
He can't be that suicidal if he's getting electrolysis.
Well, nor can public policy be held hostage because somebody says they're going to be suicidal.